the hoochies are in an uproar after the OG television mother of Black America, Phylicia Rashad, went on the Breakfast Club and said something that honestly was so true that it brought a tear to me eye. Check this out.
But you're young queens. I'm taken aback when I see, on a college campus, young women dressed in strips of clothing. But more importantly than that, no man wants his woman to be out like that. Right?
Guys, lock the doors and nail the windows. An older Black woman has said something about this younger generation of Black woman that is absolutely unacceptable. How dare Felicia Rashad tell young Black women to carry themselves with dignity? How dare she? How dare she expect you to have some degree of self-respect? How dare she expect you to understand that just because you can do it doesn't mean that you should? Now, Felicia Rashad is a pick me.
Is it that anytime older women try to give game to younger women, it always circles back to being about a man? No disrespect to Felicia Rashad. I respect that lady. I think she's beautiful. She's talented. She's everything. But she is a pick-me also. I already peeped the game when she was riding for Bill Cosby. I don't feel like getting into all of that. But she was on the Breakfast Club and she was talking about the way that women dress today. Now, she's entitled to her opinion. That's totally fine. And I was okay with the message until she said, and most importantly, no man wants a woman that dresses whatever way they were talking about. Why is that the most important element when it comes to how a woman is dressing? And why don't people understand that not all women date men? There are some women that don't date men.
Isn't that the way it always goes in today's world, in this day and age? Not only are these people, and when I say these people, I mean the younger generation, right? And some of y'all folks is a little bit older too. Y'all run around here like y'all ain't got no sense too. Not only is the younger generation exhibiting behavior that delivers an undesirable result, but they are vehemently opposed to anything, any person suggesting that maybe their behavior is the cause of them not being able to get the things they want. This woman literally asked a question that made no sense. Why do people always assume that women want men or that men want women? Women date women? No one said that. We understand that there are people who choose an alternative lifestyle. But you want me to tell you something? Felicia Rashad is from the old school, when men wanted women and women wanted men. She's going to base her statements on what she grew up around. She's lived longer under a situation where men wanted women and women wanted men than she's lived under a situation where people were openly entertaining same-sex relationships or engaging in same-sex relationships. But the point still remains. Even a person who is in a homosexual relationship does not want their significant other rolling around dressed like a prostitute for everybody who's anybody to get a gander at the goods. I'm sorry, you might see some women dressed a little scantily clad or skimpy, right? But there is no one, whether they're heterosexual or homosexual, who wants their mate or lover or wife or husband to be rolling around in a way that makes what should be reserved for them observable by the average Joe, just the everyday people that they walk around among or they encounter. See, what I know about homosexual people is they get jealous just the same as heterosexual people do, sometimes even more so. So Phylicia Rashad's statement, in her opinion, was not something that doesn't apply to other types of relationships or alternative lifestyles. It was general. It was very general across the board. She may have referenced men and women, heterosexual relationships, but not everything that you can use or that applies to you is always going to represent what your preference or your choice. If someone says, look, if you want to be good at basketball, you got to be in shape, you got to work hard, you got to go to the gym, you got to put in the extra work to be amazing at basketball. If I'm a football player, am I going to sit up and tell criticize the person who said that and try to discredit what they said because I don't play basketball? No. Some things can be said or directed at one type of situation, but be applicable to many different situations. Hard work and dedication not only applies to sports, you could turn around and apply that to work, like your regular 9 to 5 job. You could turn that around and apply it to being in school. You could turn that around and apply it to taking a test or anything, cooking, anything. Why would I be so ignorant as to try to discredit a true statement because it wasn't aimed directly at whatever I prefer? It's ignorant. And that's what we're dealing with in this day and age. A lot of people who have a lot of influence, who have no problem spewing pure ignorance from the comfort of their studio or home or car or wherever these people on social media, make their content. We're in a rough situation right now. The only thing that gives me a bit of hope is that every day I do encounter people who are waking up and beginning to push back against the ignorance. Ignorance gets you nowhere. Willful ignorance. Willful ignorance sets you back. If you don't know something, right? 9 times out of 10, what you don't know, it won't really impact you in a way that hurts you, right? Sometimes it can, but most times it doesn't. But when you know something, but choose to operate as if you don't know, that's something that can have a devastating impact on your life. I agree with Felicia Rashad. She's 100% right. She's wise. She's lived long enough to know and understand the fact that people who are younger, in the younger generation, instead of listening to their elders, listening to these older women who have the things that they say they want, we're gonna be in a bad space. And I'm sorry, but I'm on social media all the time, like all of you, and I still hear women talking about they want these good, happy relationships. They want to be happy. They want a mate that they can build with and raise a family with and all these things. And it's like, if that's not really what you want, stop saying you want it. And then people will stop giving you advice on how to get it. If the women admit, look, man, we just want to be a bunch of glorified prostitutes, entertaining transactional relationships where we basically trade our yoni for money. If women just come out and say that, guess what? Felicia Rashad would have nothing to say. I would have nothing to say. No one would have anything to say. We would say, look, you know what the girl want? She told you what she wanted from jump. Either you're gonna accept her for as she is and give her what she want, or you're gonna walk away and go find somebody else. We wouldn't even be entertaining you to the point where we would try to give you advice. But as long as you keep making it seem like what you want is the traditional um, relationship with the traditional family, and you want a situation that models traditional values, well, we're gonna give advice. People like Felicia Rashad are gonna give advice that is conducive to creating that, or to realizing that goal or achieving that goal. Let me know what you think. Do you think Felicia is pick me? Do you think that she is someone who should just keep her mouth shut because the younger generation of women have everything figured out and they don't need her advice? I mean, or do you think that the younger generation is just finding a reason or looking for a reason to disagree with Felicia and to reject wisdom so that they can keep operating in ignorance? Thank you for watching this. I appreciate everything you do for this channel. Till the next time, peace.